All right, guys, so updated video on the Digital Octopus. I've installed it. I got it all installed. I did it all my lonesome. So today what we're going to do is talk about the install. Not that I'm going to show you how it happened, because it's happened already. And talk about my experiences with the deck and what I like about it, what I don't, etc., etc. And let's do that right now. Okay, so here it is. This is it, Digital Octopus. It's been installed. This is the CC10-15. Now they do make a more, I say current, I believe they even just released a new one in the last day or two that has been out, which is a little faster. This one's fine for me. I basically wanted to replace the deck because the other one that I had, again, 2011 Camaro, had no Bluetooth, no CarPlay, no nothing. I couldn't even connect my phone to it at all to make calls, let alone stream music. So I was living on an FM transmitter that wasn't going to do. So a few things in regards to the install. So you do require, it depends on the year, you need a 7mm socket. Okay, and for me that was it. That's all I needed. Now some cars, they talk about needing a 15 hex. I didn't need that. That's for the 4 kind of screws inside here holding the old deck in. Mine were still the 7mm, so I could use the same tool. So I guess it really depends maybe on where your car was manufactured or what year it was, but mine only required the one tool, which was fantastic. Now the other part of this is that a big reason for buying this, the Digital Octopus in general, was the fact that I am not a car stereo installer. And this kind of electronics I'm not very familiar with in regards to having to buy harnesses and to get any kind of wiring, knowing what goes into what, no idea. So I would have had to take this car in, buy a deck, and probably spend hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 probably minimum, to get a deck installed. So I contemplated that, but putting that price into the price of this stereo when you can actually install it yourself, actually really good. So on the positive, you get to install your stereo, which means you get a little bit of knowledge on how it's put together. Second positive is once you buy the stereo, you get a website for you that will take you into an area that has all kinds of things for the deck that you have. And it has some really good install videos. So I actually just put the install videos up on my phone here, and I just had it playing while I was installing it. Now the install for me took about 45 minutes. There was a few things I didn't install. Mine came with a front and a rear camera. I didn't install those because, again, since I do a lot of reviews on this channel, we get a lot of dash cams, and they're both 1080p as far as I can tell, and I really wanted to make sure I got a 4K on the front. And I may install the rear down the road. We shall see. Maybe, and there's kind of a reason that I might, and you guys will see that in a second. But install really good. Setting up the CarPlay, which I got the CarPlay kit, super easy. I ran all the additional cables into the actual glove box and then just ran the cables. You guys may be able to see over in the top corner over there is where my GPS is sitting. Again, running down under the plastic into the dash glove box into the stereo, and up here hidden is the actual microphone, again running through here down and into the dash, which makes this nice and clean. Now there are two external USBs again that are running into the glove box, and one of those is where the wireless CarPlay kit is plugged into, and the other one I actually have used right here, which I have a USB hub plugged into. So that one, you may be able to see the USB hub down here, so that I can plug in 3 additional USB things if I want to. Because as far as I can tell, and there's a lot of people that have talked about this, the 12 volt or the cigarette lighter on the front here, this one becomes no more. I can't, this one just stopped working. So there was a few people I had seen or heard after I went looking that said that happened as well. Now the one in here still functions. So I ran actually another cable up through here and plugged the 12 volt into there that I needed. So at least that one's still functioning, which is good. Now the other thing that you kind of lose are the nice big twisty dials for your heating and cooling system, right? So all your air conditioning and all of that stuff that was normally here is gone. Now, bad part is that's gone, and I really like those. Just cosmetically, they look really cool. But you do gain more space here. So you can definitely put bigger things in here now if you wanted to. So that's definitely a perk if that's something that was important to you. So let's start it up. Let's start this up and we'll go through some of it. This is not going to be an in-depth because I've only actually had this for like a day. So it's really all the information I could play with in the day. All right, so turn it on. You guys will be able to see how long this takes to start. Now again, ready? Here we go. I got power, which is awesome, to my USB. Again, this is like the first generation, so I'm sure the newer ones boot up faster. They say it's about 15-20 seconds, and I probably agree with that, how fast it takes to go. Now I believe you can change this startup screen where mine says Android. I've seen a few people have the Chevy logo on there, which is something I may look at doing. Mine will also too, because I have it connected to my CarPlay, it'll automatically look. It's a setting when you install the CarPlay adapter. If you'd like to, there it goes, actually connect and start up your CarPlay right away. There you go. I'm not going to go into CarPlay, but CarPlay works beautifully. And because the last thing I had playing here was this video, we'll kind of come out of here. Now, this is the main screen, right? So inside the main screen, you're going to have your just play pause for your stereo if you want to, your navigation. So the navigation comes up. This is actually going to use iGo. It works okay. It's a little slow. It's not one that I'll probably be using, but it functions. And that's what matters, is it works. You'll see it just load up right here. Open app again. Yeah, so I had a whole bunch of stuff running in the back, which is fine. And there it is, running beautiful. Okay, click out of here. You have your radio, and the radio can be hit from here or here. There's a couple of different spots. I'll just click it here. Everything loads up really fast, so you can kind of go through your different radio stations. The button itself is going to go through and scan, or you can use the push buttons right here to kind of tap to go through them. You have an equalizer if you want to play around with all this kind of information, kind of go back. Different bands. Home is the same as your home here. It'll take you back. And yeah, it's just a nice, simple radio. It's the radio, right? It's good. All right, back to home. Bluetooth will allow you to connect to more Bluetooth. Music and video, just so you guys know, I'll do the music one, but the video is kind of the same. Music actually will allow you to pull music off of like a USB, like if you had a hard drive or a little USB stick plugged into the USB adapter, you'd be able to see that. You could go to USB here, right here. And it would allow you to look at it and read it. Again, you'll have your equalizer, and if you want to loop them or etc. etc. So works good. Same thing with video. This is where you saw that video playing. It actually has one plugged in, but you can see the screen, which is nice because it's a good idea of how good the screen is. And I think that screen actually looks lovely. No complaints with that screen. And if you hit the, just so you guys can see it, if you hit the mode button here, you'll see nav, right? It'll switch back. Music. So it'll allow you to kind of go through some of the ones that were there. So there's being able to just tap through them. Phone. It kind of goes through the different ones, right? iPod, if you have an iPod. Radio. So cool. Navi will take you, of course, right back to your navigation, back to your home. And you have your apps. So apps here will be kind of everything that's on here, including your air conditioning. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh, Princess Auto. Hold on. I got a call from Princess Auto. One sec. All right, back. So these are, of course, all the apps that are on here from Google, file managers, you will need some of these to install the auto kit. Now this is the one that allows you to have CarPlay running, so you have to actually download this one. So, but works good. A couple extra ones. Here's your Play Store. Settings, if you want to go there and play with the settings of the actual deck itself. Video, YouTube, Waze works here. I actually use Waze through CarPlay. I find that it just works a little smoother, but it works good. Of course, then you have like little things like widgets up here too if you want to get into them. There's your little widgets that you can kind of install if you need. But yeah, it works really good. And I can go back here, home, and you can add more to this top part of the screen. This is like where widgets and that will be. Now, the important one, of course, outside of the music and things like that, is this, your air conditioner. And this is actually going to be, because you've lost all this, right, all the knobs down here, it's all done through here. So you have where your air is going to blow, you have your defrost, you have how fast your vent is going to be coming on, things like temperature to come in through here if you want to set it to auto, and that's your air conditioning itself. It's something to get used to, right? But it works. It takes, again, because it's not here, you have to realize that you have to go to a screen to be able to change it. So is that okay? Yeah, it's fine. It's, again, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Now, I talked about, I'll kind of go back here. Actually, before we do that, mode is going to switch again between all the apps that you see: nav, music, video, phone, iPod, radio, and you're like, click, it'll go right back to your radio. Navigation is going to take you to the iGo. You should be able to change the default one if you want to. This is going to be your volume, of course. Scrolling here is going to do nothing, but it will do it inside certain apps, like your radio and things like that. Phone will take you right to that phone screen. Media, of course, if you click on this right now, it'll take you to whatever media you are running, which is right now was that. And then dim. So dim right here, you'll see it dim the screen. So if you tap on it, you'll see it dim a little bit. Tap on it again, it'll go to nothing. Dim, come back again. So at nighttime, you can turn it down. And if you don't want this big bright light flashing in front of you while you're driving when it's completely dark, you can actually just be like, yep, don't want it. And it's there, I think, but it's just really light. So that works really well. That's kind of it, guys. It's a quick overview of this deck. I do like certain things, again, because it now is running Android. I do get my temperature outside and things like that. There's my home button. And I would think because it is running an Android system, I can play around and customize this a bit more if I want to. But yeah, really, for me, it came down to install, right? And the fact that it took me 45 minutes, I would say tops, to install this deck was great. And I think it turned out pretty good, right? There are a few things, again, and this is the one I wanted to show you. I didn't install the dash cams that came with it. Number one, because I get a lot of dash cams that I would probably use over the one that they did for the front. Now, the rear one I made, because I want you to see this, hopefully it'll show it. If I take my gear and put it in reverse, you'll see the camera goes out. It says no video signal, right? To take that out, pop it in, and she comes back on again. And it's because the deck is looking for that rear view camera. Now, I may be able to disable that. I'll have to look around to see if I can, for those of us that don't want to use that, or maybe you have a car that has a dash or a rear view camera in it already. So why would you want this to go blank? So I'll see if that's something, but that's really the only thing to kind of be aware of, is that, you know, when you go in reverse. Other than that, it's super easy to install. It was really easy to hide all the cables kind of in there. They give you plenty of length for everything, and it looks clean. It looks like a professional did it. Yeah. If you guys have any questions on this, or if you have one and have some cool tips or tricks that I should know about, leave them down in the comments below, because always interested to see how to make this even better if I can. And that's it, my friends. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. I'll have more videos coming up as we do more to this car. probably can slow down now because I spent enough money. And we'll be back to normal review videos tomorrow. All right, guys, I'm out. Later.